myself. I don't want to be a hero. It's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. This world is real.
You know, you've described some difficult stuff, so I'm not going to ask you the most difficult thing you went through, but did you lose friends or that were killed or wounded around you at the time?
Yes, I did.
You mentioned the one guy with the attack and the other guys that were killed, and were you able to help them? Did you ever help with medevac flights or anything like that? Or
No, I was just one of the soldiers in the convoys. And no, there was medics around. We yelled medics, but by the time the medic came, they were all gone. And then I did write to a couple of gentlemen that, for instance, like Dexter, that got hit right here in the neck, and I wrote to him for a while, but he was paralyzed. He got sent back home, and I kept in touch with him for about 6 months, and then he passed. But nobody else made it except for me, and that's why I couldn't believe it, because there's thousands of BBs all over the place, and all the tires were flat from the explosion. But I actually came back mad because I didn't get to kill anyone, and I wanted to kill someone so bad. We fired on the jungle, but we didn't know who shot who. Because on the M60, all you see is a tracer, and we saw fire bases that they call fire bases, but they're not really fire bases. It's only like 5 or 6 guys out in the foxhole, and they were mutilated. And sometimes they would put our bodies on tanks, the enemy, and they would drug them until their head was gone. And they flipped the birds at us and told us to go home. And then I lost this other buddy that was from Fresno, Aguilar. He bought we had a meeting every night not to buy beer from the village people. They put tiny pieces of glass on it. And that was the first time that I had to shoot my own guy, because he begged me to shoot him.
do you go to the VA, do you talk to people at the VA?
Yeah. I've already went to Mellow Park.
When you get diagnosed with PTSD, it's a certain percentage. Are you 100%?
Yes.
Well, like I said, some of this is too difficult. Don't even worry about it. But you're giving me some important information.
Thank you.
I'll tell you, you mentioned the young people, Charles. They do need to know some of these things.
Yeah.
What they're going to get into in war, or just the history of war and what's happened. I'm going to ask you something. When you saw that video yesterday at the school, there were a couple of segments on Vietnam. How did you feel when you watched those?
I walked away.
Okay. Did the Huey sound bother you? Okay.
Yeah, I had, remember when I was in the field for a while, and we had a warrant officer that was in charge, and this brand new kid came in, and he was only 17. And so every day that we went on patrol, they would ask for a volunteer. And this one kid volunteered, and I was just going to tell him, don't send the new guy out. And so he volunteered to go on a PC, which looks like a tank, and then I think the lieutenant was so dumb to do this, and because he sent him with a bunch of ammo and a blivet. The choppers used to bring them on the hangar, and that would be our diesel fuel for our trucks. And he let him go a scout, out at first, and he didn't get but 175 yards, and he blew up to pieces. So many times things like that happen. People picking up booby traps, and so many of them. I could keep on and on.
Well, I mean, you saw, it's like you were at the wrong place at the wrong time, man. I mean, you've seen all this stuff, but how do you, when you were in Vietnam, did you talk to your buddies about the stuff you saw, or did you guys just hold it inside, or was there an opportunity to talk to somebody about it or not when it was actually happening?
Well, actually, we were all too worried that it would happen to us, and so we normally didn't talk about it. I mean, we were just cold and aware and cautious, and I don't know how to describe it, just a whole completely different, it's not human. You're in a stage like you're the weapon itself, and if you're not the weapon itself and you don't put yourself in that mood or mode, you're gone.
And when you came back home, did you transition back into civilian life, or did this thing haunt you all these years? I mean,
It haunted me all these years because I came back with anger. And in my workplace, I would be a nervous, very nervous wreck. And if somebody told me something wrong, I would fight them. And I got written up quite a bit for fighting. And it was just, and then my wife says, well, you need to go get help. And I told her, no, I'm okay. I'm all right. It's just things I got to go through. And mostly I didn't walk and talk anything about it until my daughter came to high school here. And they wanted to know about Vietnam. And she wrote a story about me. And I was proud of her because she got an A+ out of it. And she made a portfolio. I have it in the car. And actually, nobody really talked about it until I was very old, 25, 30 years later. And I just held all that in, and then it says, well, and then I remember back in 1980, I put in for the PTSD and Agent Orange, and I went to Fresno, a townhouse. They said they lost all my records. And so nobody really wanted to help us until the year 2003. That's when I started. And it took me 5 years. And I'm very grateful to this lady that was a 12-year veteran. And she was a veteran herself, so she knew how to help us.